day, everybody. This is Yin Yang. I'm here on morning number 1760 consecutive days, morsels of a thought of preferably wisdom. Hopefully, that we learn the right things to do for the world and for ourselves. Preferably, that we stay alive first because knowing the right thing to do is a form of wisdom, and actually doing it is a form of virtue. So we're bringing more virtue into the world with morsels of a thought of wisdom from people like Jen du Plessis. She wrote Launch: How to Take Your Business to New Heights, and she has a lot of really good advice, including what we can map onto our own lives, even if we're not mortgage lenders or mortgage brokers. She has so many thoughts that are so key to how to have good relationships, how to generate interest in oneself, and to maintain, keep everybody happy with friendships and relationships and resources. And there's no question that you break off with people that are harmful or toxic to you. So what I'm doing is I'm reading to you what people have come through with life experience to know that they are giving us a synopsis of their life experience that we can benefit from what they learn over 35 or 40 years. 40 years? I mean, look at, sometimes I quote Winston Churchill. Goodness gracious. And he learned a lot and he told a lot. And then there are other politicians as well. This is a mortgage lender, and her forte is in managing mortgages and bringing in new business. So the big idea, we stopped on page 199. The big idea is you can grow the size of your database and your business by leaps and bounds with one simple question: who's managing your mortgage? So, Jen du Plessis, her own quote is: Don't ever allow yourself to get bored with your client's most expensive purchase. It isn't fair to your client. So, when somebody has done, look at this. I mean, it's like when you even value the work of a 5-year-old kindergartner, you never get bored with what they are showing you that cost them a lot of effort, work, even a penny of money. So what we do when we talk to young ones is, hi, how are you? We maintain interest. And this is exactly the same thing in an adult format and in a business format. Don't ever allow yourself to get bored with your client's most expensive purchase. It isn't fair to your client. So we have page 199. Look, we all know it's a numbers game. The more people you have in your database, the more business you do. The key lies in what and how you keep yourself engaged. Your grinder, or you, if you are managing this role currently, can contact each of the clients in your CRM, client relation management, I think, something like that, a minimum of 4 to 5 times a year. I learned this great tip from Carl White of Mortgage Marketing Animals, MMA, Mortgage Marketing Animals, when I attended one of his 3-day high impact workshops in Tampa, Florida. First, there are 52 weeks in a year, and there are 26 letters in the alphabet. So, the first week of January, call everyone, and I mean everyone, clients, prospects, partners, vendors, in your database whose last name begins with A. The second week, call the B's. Third week, the C's, and so on. When the 1st of July rolls around, you will have contacted everyone in your database. Wow. You can also double up and call the A's and B's the first week, C's and D's the second week, and so on. And the result will be that you will touch each contact 4 times a year. You can print or refresh your reports quarterly so that any new clients can be included in the rotation sooner rather than later. Let's assume you utilize the one alphabet letter a week campaign. That would result in a minimum of 2 touches per year. Next, call each client whose mortgage is being managed on the anniversary date of their purchasing their home or closing on their refinance. That's now a total of 3 touches. Lastly, call each contact either on Memorial Day or Veterans Day if they are a U.S. veteran, or on Thanksgiving or at the New Year to say thank you for being such a great client and important part of my practice. I simply couldn't do it without your trust, support, and continued referrals. By my count, that is now 4 to 5 touches in a year. Go one step further and call each contact on their birthday. Again, let me remind you that your grinder can make these calls for you as long as they are licensed, because you want to anticipate that the call will generate questions about loans and rates or result in new referrals. There are special occasions such as birthdays, wedding anniversaries, births, engagements, and even, yes, sympathy events. As long as you are actively engaging with your contacts, you will be aware of any life changes or events. You can send rate watch reports, updated mortgage coach edge reports, these are all capitalized, after conducting an annual review. CMPS newsletters, email newsletters, and so on. An opportunity for reaching out is created whenever there is a shift in the market. There are so many reasons for you to call, email, text, IM, or send a video instant message, IM. The options are limitless. Just be confident and true to yourself by only engaging in marketing that resonates with you. As a reminder, all of these ideas cannot be implemented overnight and should only be implemented based on your budget, resources, utilities, and most importantly, your ability to block the time to get the tasks done. Sounds like you might need a marketing director grinder. Perfect question for referral partners. Oh, let me point out, I am reading Launch: How to Take Your Business to New Heights by Jen du Plessis. And we are borrowing wisdom from other people in our morsels of a thought. Perfect question for referral partners. You certainly want to manage the mortgage of the clients who secured loans through you or another lender who you were later referred. I'd like to offer a little bonus to you. Would that be okay with you? If you want to expand your database twofold, leverage the reach of your referral partners. This is what I have done for years. Listen to this part. Referral partners, particularly those in financial and legal services, can be a gold mine in this area. Simply help your referral partners refer business to you by encouraging them, partnering with them, and training them on how to ask their clients. I imagine each has a database of at least 250 contacts. Who's managing your mortgage? Their client answers the question, and that provides your referral partner with an opening to say, well, I have a fantastic mortgage planner on my team. She manages mortgages for several of my clients. This is a complimentary service to you as a client of mine. May I introduce you to her? The rest is up to you. Now, listen, you're actually saying to this client, this referral, your contact, that you're showing them that they can say, this is a complimentary service to you as a client of mine. But to say that puts value in it, right? And the author says the rest is up to you. Conduct an initial annual review with them and then fold them right into your database management process. They will either refinance, buy another home, or refer their friends and colleagues at some point during your management of their loan. Don't forget to offer the same partnership opportunity to your realtor partners. Each of your partners will need continuing education and reinforcement, so be sure to mention your mortgage management program frequently. Jen's Jots. Educate financial sector referral partners and realtors to ask their clients, who's managing your mortgage? Once these clients are in your database, communicate with them on a regular basis to keep you top of mind and put yourself in a position for their future business. This is just a wealth, a gold mine of top hints to keep for your own business and for your own social life as well. Now, the big idea in chapter 6, section 5 is grinder tasks, roles, and activities. The big idea is sample list of grinder activities to get you started. This is a list, a list, a list. Jim Rohn said, if you care at all, you'll get some results. If you care enough, you'll get incredible results. Isn't that great? Oh my gosh. Wisdom. Database manager. Okay. Database manager and marketing director. Those are two sample lists of grinder activities to get you started. Now, under database manager, I'll read these point by point. Database content quality. Database entry, all contacts. Finder assistant. Manage all reports for Minder and Finder for prospecting, nurturing, active clients, retention, and partners. Prepare expense reports. Order supplies. Manage rate watch, capital R, capital W, one word, and managed mortgage reports, capital M, capital R, and mailers. Write thank you notes. Special projects. Assist marketing director grinder, capital A, capital M, capital D, capital T, G. Assist marketing director grinder with event preparation. Schedule meeting locations. Prepare monthly income and expense report. Assist finder for meeting preparation or agenda. Daily huddle. So this is the database manager's list of activities that they can get started, that you can get started with. Event preparation. Event preparation. I'm going to mention something that's contemporary in our society at this moment. It's not in the book, but in our society at this moment, event preparation and business and GDP will be sorely affected, sorely affected on November 25th through December 2nd, 2025. I'm going to say that because that is something you can look up online, and it'll be something that will affect life in America as we've got it these days. There's a little bit of turmoil going on in the USA government. So I just want to make sure to mention that. Okay, back to the book. The book is Launch: How to Take Your Business to New Heights by Jen du Plessis. And she said to me, Ying, to your success, Lady Jen. Okay to read for morsels of a thought. This is her autograph. And I will go back to I'll go back to I'll go back to the book. I'll go back to the book. I'm tempted to read something from there. Okay. Grinder tasks, roles, and activities. Now, as marketing director, liaison for marketing department. Did you know liaison is spelled L-I-A-S? No. Liaison. Liai. There's an I before the A, and there's an I after the A. Liaison. Liaison. Okay, sorry. Liaison for marketing department. Manage details of all events and classes. Monthly newsletter, email, and mailing. Social media, posts, blogs, likes, comments, connections, invites, and notifications for. Let me read that again. Social media, posts, blogs, likes, comments, invites, connections, and notifications for Finder. Create presentations or flyers. Schedule meetings with partners. Special projects. Prepare pop-up items for the Finder, capital F. Schedule delivery of milestone gifts. Manage 70-day campaign emails, phone calls, marketing material. Video marketing for Finder. Write thank you notes. Obtain promotional items. Manage yearly marketing calendar. These are all things we have to do, even just to keep our lives in order. Think about that. For example, my database, I started in 1987, and it has many hundreds of names, clients. And what you can do is stay on top of and revise a little, but you can put down whether it's an active or non-active client. So what she said. Section 7. What happens next? This is section 7. Chapter 7, part 1. Be a life learner. The big idea, the key to continual advancement in this industry and growing your practice is to embrace constant learning. Jim Rohn, again, said, formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune. Ooh. This is why I love morsels of a thought of wisdom. Because even if you're not making and generating cash monies, you are really generating stimulation to the brain, which also extends life, by the way. Okay, back to the book. The author says, by no means is our industry static. Far from it. The way things change so constantly, it's getting harder and harder to be on the cutting edge. Compliance keeps changing. Guidelines keep changing. The way people find us has really changed. The way people get loans has changed tremendously. You have to constantly stay ahead of the curve, or you'll fall farther and farther behind. The way to stay ahead is to embrace being a lifelong learner. Standing still equals going backwards. She actually uses the equal to sign here. Standing still equals to going backward. In our industry today, if you're not moving forward, you're actually moving backward. You're not even standing still. You're moving backward because things change so much and so constantly. I'm going to read the next paragraph and give you an example after that. Think about when you first got into the business and you didn't know anything. You had to dedicate yourself to learning and being a student of the industry. You didn't know what loan products were. You had to study underwriting guidelines and perhaps attempt to be a salesperson. You needed to talk to and work with your loan processor and your underwriter to understand the process. You had to learn about the market and how rates tick. You had to learn loan level pricing and you had to figure out how to price a loan. You determined how to qualify somebody, what income you could use and what you couldn't use. Now, I'm going to give you an example of something that is a world history point. A world history point is if you look at the country of China, the mainland of China, they stayed out of the commerce with international commerce for several hundred years when they built their wall, when they built the Great Wall. The idea was, oh, we are so well advanced, we're gonna freeze our relationships with everybody else. And guess what happened? They moved backward. They moved backward for centuries. They didn't have cars. They didn't have telephones. They didn't have even airports when the rest of the world got them. And then in 1949, the leader of that country, Mao Zedong, climbed up onto a rooftop and proclaimed that China was going to catch up to join the rest of the world and start to use the Julian calendar. Imagine that. They weren't even using the Julian calendar. It is 2,697 years more than the Julian number of years. And so in 1949, they reset their calendars to 1949 instead of whatever that is, plus 2,697. And now I just read someplace the other day that they have made a fusion reactor that they used a technology that we would never be able to do in the USA. Reason being, our form of government is not the same as the kind in China, where they were able to just do a lot of real brute force things to get this reactor in online. And the reactor has, I think it's 10 times the heat of the sun in its core, 10 times the heat of the sun in its core. And there is an estimate that the USA, in order to create that, would take 100 years. So catching up, keeping up, not building a wall is so important. Staying with commerce with everybody else, it is so, so important. Don't ever fall behind. So, what Jen du Plessis says is standing still equals to going backward. Don't stand still. Make sure you learn. I am here every morning. I have been for 1,760 days consecutively, and I'm bringing you morsels of a thought of borrowed wisdom. Hopefully, that we learn the right things to do, and hopefully, that we create virtue by doing them, and I hope I've inspired you to have a great day. Okay? Old Kinderheck.